With you today. You know why? It's a very cool Tuesday evening in the city of Lagos. So wherever it is that you'll be listening to us from, I want to say a well done to you and happy good evening. Welcome officially to the Evening Rush and Voice of the People 90.3 FM. So we've been complaining about the weather lately. So I want to say that today was good. Today was okay. Today was lovely. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for staying with us. And I want to thank God for giving us quite a cool weather. Although in the city of Lagos, most of the time, whenever it rains like this, it's really not pleasant. Some of the roads are unpassable and it actually makes activities for the day quite strenuous. So today is actually going to be very interesting. Trust me, because it's a full house and it's a power-packed conversation we're going to be having on the hot topics for the evening rush today. And I must confess to you, ladies and gentlemen, that I have very intelligent personalities right here with me in the studio that will be helping us to divest and break down comprehensively to our intellectually edifiable comprehension most of the issues I'll be discussed today on the evening rush. Now, one of the hot topics we will be looking into, for example, one obviously is the case of Nnamdi Kanu's trial, which has been adjourned now. Though the DSS today played a couple of tapes or a couple of evidence that they were able to get from him. They displayed some of the items that they seized from him in 2015. There was a DSS witness who disclosed how he was arrested in 2015, and they also played out the recording that is the interrogation they had with him when he was initially arrested in the DSS custody. The court asked the DSS to play that particular interrogation recording that was played. Meanwhile, Aloy Ejimako said that the next meeting they will have, which will be on the 2nd of May, they will have to look at some of the issues that were talked about by the witness. So they'll be cross-examining the witness, the next appearance of Nnamdi Kanu. I think due to time constraints, they couldn't continue today. So we'll get to know what kind of question they will ask this particular individual or DSS operative who served as a witness in court. But the general purview is, yes, the trial has commenced officially. So where do we go from here? And will some of the statements or the live broadcast that he made on his Facebook and YouTube, would it be implicated, if we try to look at some of the things that were done at the time? Secondly, we'll also be looking at what INEC had recently disclosed. Now, INEC said that for them, they want the president and other presidents to stop appointing resident electoral commissioners. I don't know how tenable that will be, but that's one of the things INEC is actually telling us today. And they want to make a couple of adjustments and amendments on the Electoral Acts and the 1999 Constitution. They say that the changes would grant the commission the authority to appoint and discipline heads of state offices to be known as state directors of elections. I said the proposal was actually disclosed by Mohammed Kuna, the special advisor to the INEC chairman, during a retreat with the Joint Committee of the National Assembly on Electoral Matters, which was held in Lagos just yesterday. It was quite an intensive meeting that they had. So you know that the president currently appoints resident electoral commissioners, which obviously is legible under section 154 subsection 1 of the Constitution, subject to Senate confirmation with removal only possible by presidential action supported by a 2/3 majority of the Senate. If you recall, when the president actually took over in 2023, I think last year before we entered 2025, the president was able to sack Hudu Yunusa Ari, the resident electoral commissioner of INEC. You recall at the time when he announced the election results, when he was not supposed to announce it, and that was not a correct result. You remember that he was suspended by INEC and nothing could be done. There was not even prosecution at the time. We heard they couldn't get him, that they don't know his whereabouts. Later we heard that he went to Niger to meet one of his other wives. Another time he was meant to appear in court and he fainted. So we're hearing different issues about the man being able to present himself in court. The final one where he was able to disclose was when he talked about all the inadequacies, the malfunctions that takes place within INEC, the writing of election results and all whatnot. But a couple of persons felt it was too late. So the president himself had to come out and announce and sign that Hudu Yunusa Ari has been sacked, no longer represents the institution as INEC. And that's what INEC is saying they want to change. They don't want that to continue. And it will not only start with or stop with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and other presidents. But all of this will only be confirmed or moved on through the removal of the Senate. So we don't know if that is going to be very possible. Now, another interesting thing to consider is the People's Democratic Party. And that's why I told you today is a very interesting one, because we have a PDP representative in the House. And it's not just an ordinary representative. I'll be introducing his name to you very soon. And it's quite funny how we met. This is the first time we're meeting each other face to face. But it's interesting, though it's a very small world. Trust me, it's a very small world. So Atiku is on his way out. This is what Okowa revealed. There is a major problem with the People's Democratic Party, and thank God I actually have a representative here to tell us what is going on with the PDP. A party that ruled this nation for 16 years. 16 solid years. You were in charge of all the mineral resources in this country. You were the power party. What happened? It was like immediately the APC came on board, the party just went on that, and they allowed it's like they were not even ready, or they didn't even consider that at some point they will become an opposition. So they have been a major opposition for almost going to 10 years now, and it almost feels like the PDP is non-existent. Well, today we want to know what is going on and what they intend to do, or even if they intend to keep their secret in the wraps. Well, we will look into that. They will tell us precisely what is up. Okowa is telling us that the PDP Atiku may definitely be leaving. I don't know how true that is, but that Atiku has been vying for a coalition or a merger, and some strong PDP stalwarts are saying they don't even want Atiku to run again as a president, that he was the reason why the PDP failed woefully in 2023. If things had gone the way it was supposed to go, then that possibly maybe the PDP would have actually been on board. Meanwhile, another interesting thing to also consider is NNPC firing over 200 employees, including Melekiari's associates. We'll say a revamping is going on in that sector. But then the persons that will replace these 200 employees, wouldn't they be certain persons that are supposedly connected to Abuja? Now, the current persons in Abuja. Well, we don't know, but we'll look into that. Then Sule Lamido is accusing President Tinubu of using Nigeria's resources to cripple the opposition. And I'm surprised because the presidency has come out to tell us that they are not doing anything, that the party is just attractive to the opposition. And what's his name? El Rufai has come out to tell us that as it stands right about now, the persons defecting from the PDP to the APC, they have no significance whatsoever. They're literally insignificant. I don't know if that is true, but my guest today will be telling me how authentic what El Rufai said is, and if indeed we're seeing something coming up beyond the Labour Party and the PDP, and how soon, because the current administration has started grassroots mobilization. They are mobilizing massively, let me even tell you right now. In fact, there is a City Boy youth group. They have promised the president 5 million votes for his re-election in 2027. 5 million. They are not joking, Kankan. Like, really. So, opposition, what are you? What you they do? What is going on? Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I officially welcome you to the Evening Rush. If you can join us virtually, we're streaming this program live on YouTube. It's at VOP 903 FM. Go to your Android device or your smartphone device, and go into your YouTube application. Type 90.3 FM on YouTube. You'll see us streaming live. Right here in the studio, I actually have Honorable Oluseyi Olasoji. He is the Vice Chairman, Mushin Local Government Area PDP, and Chairman, Lagos PDP Vice Chairmanship Forum. Honorable, I am so happy, extremely excited to see you here today. Good evening.
Good evening, Esther.
How are you?
I am fine.
Why are you smiling?
A number of reasons, actually.
Okay.
Getting to meet you at last, after our encounter last night.
Yesterday.
I mean, you said it was an awkward way to meet, and finally we are getting to meet each other.
Yes.
Secondly, the news that you have read out, especially concerning my party.
Yes.
These are the type of news that ordinarily should not excite any serious-minded party person. I am kind of excited at the
You're excited?
sound of this news.
Really? Just hold that. I'm coming to you right now, because you need to break all these barriers that we have been seeing speculating. People are confused. My other guest in the studio is no other than Mr. Tochukwu Ezekama, who is an author, a researcher, a political and social affairs commentator. Mr. Tochukwu, thank you so much for coming in today on the Evening Rush.
You're welcome.
I'm welcome.
Thank you for having me. Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tochukwu, for coming in today. So let me start with you, Honorable Biko. I beg. Guinea. What is happening with PDP? Taloni. Kilode.
Okay, Esther. Once again, great to be here. I am very happy. The PDP, you said it in one of your intro, that there seems to be a party that is already for opposition, and exactly that is the situation. For the past 10 years, happenings in PDP within and around, has shown that we were not ready for opposition, and it is a reality, and we are getting to live with it. We are getting to live with the reality that the PDP is now in the opposition. But incidentally, the PDP right now, is metamorphosing from a time when the major players, got it wrong at a point in time.
Okay. And
somebody stood in the gap, and eventually that person was greatly vexed.
Okay.
Because by the time the PDP was almost getting grounded, was being crumbled, the likes of some Wike were the ones that stood. Remember in 2013, August to be precise, August 2013, when the likes of Atiku Abubakar, Bukola Saraki, and Ali Wamako, and some of these governors walked out of the PDP convention. The likes of some Wike, stood their ground and built the party, but that does not give a person with some Wike and his ilks the right to do what they are doing right now. But that's not what we are discussing. I don't know if that's what we are discussing.
No, it's part of it, because Nyesom Wike is blatant and has been brazen with his activities. And a lot of Nigerians were wondering, why has he not been expelled? Why are you afraid? Why are the PDP members afraid of him? What are they waiting for? A national convention has not been set up, because I think the last time Segun Showunmi spoke, he said it is at the convention that all of these things will be addressed. But in the meantime, this man has remained in your party, literally debilitated the party, ran it down, and made the party unattractive. So what are you guys waiting for?
Before PDP could actually wake up from our slumbers, Wiki had planted the right people, wrongly for us but rightly for him in some places, and I am not afraid to mention that the current interim chairman of the party may have well been one of them. But the good news is that
I need you to say it as it is. Damagum, obviously, because a lot of you people, all of the party members have said that Damagum is working with the president and Wiki.
Last year, around August last year, the party, we were excited that a national working committee meeting was going to hold, and where some drastic pronouncements were going to be made, but it happened to be something else. But the good news is that come next year, there's going to be a convention. There will see a change of leadership in the party. Yes, you may want to say 24 hours is a long time in politics. How much more you're talking about next year? Things could have gone wrong, gone south, gone wherever.
You may have had more decampees.
But I tell you, there are still some of us who are very defiant in our belief in this party, regardless of what the likes of the current leadership are doing, regardless of what the current Minister for FCT is doing, and so many people.
You're having major stalwarts, major persons that were like if your shining light or your memorabilia defecting to the APC?
Okay, thank you very much. Maybe that is where we should be dwelling. Defecting to the APC. Ordinarily, a party person, an ordinary party person, should be bothered, because you will not have an either strong state or a strong party state like the Delta, and what we experienced yesterday. That thing cannot happen, and you will not be bothered. But for persons like me, I just told you I am not bothered, because the reason why the defectors are doing this is for personal reasons. It is not for the good people, it's not for the benefit of the good people of Delta State, and every other state that had it had happened. This is the 7th governor that will be leaving the PDP to the APC. From 2014 up till now. We saw the likes of Ben Ayade, with, the current Minister for Works, defecting to the APC at the peripheral of the end of his tenure. And this is and I tell you, this seems to be the biggest. But even in that state, persons like me, I am very happy that this thing is happening. And for the fact that you consider the likes of Ovie Omo-Agege,
yes,
who had been on ground, the leader of APC in Delta State, and now a sitting governor has come to the party. See, I am a politician. I can only imagine the kind of battlefield APC is going to be turned to in Delta State.
I heard that Ibori was behind some of these major defections.
See, that even makes it more complex. If Ibori is being,
especially with those of Okowa, the Delta State governor of Owerri,
who is
their
Okowa?
defection.
Do you want us to discuss the man Okowa?
Oh, we know. We already know that.
Was a man,
his financial
even as a running mate to the last president candidate of the party, the Labour Party defeated him by almost 180,000 votes.
In his ward. In his ward.
Even in his ward. So, see, this is a man that is sinking, and a sinking man will cling to anything, to preserve his life. And that is exactly what is happening with Okowa. So why should I be bothered with a person like that? And I just mentioned a situation right now. The current Minister for Aviation, we know that he has a lifelong ambition to be the governor of Delta State. He's an APC person.
Festus, the strong criticizer of the APC. Before
we mentioned Ovie Omo-Agege. See, the current governor is there. It's going to be a power tussle. I know who politicians are. I know who they are. In fact, what has happened in Delta State could be the catalyst, for what is going to happen in every other state across the nation that will be in favor of the opposition. I don't even know if it's going to be the PDP but I know it's going to be in favor of the opposition, and whatever is happening in their state will be the catalyst for that.
All right, now, for example, Okowa is revealing to us that Atiku is on his way out of the PDP. On his way out of the PDP to join the APC or to join the merger or coalition that is supposedly being talked about. We've not known if it is the SDP he wants to join, but as it stands, there's a possibility that moving out of PDP may be to go to SDP. So there is a major question here. If Atiku goes to the SDP, are we saying that for El-Rufai being the SDP, that he has no ambition? Is he just moving to the SDP to set a tone and use his influence and his money to put in somebody? Because right now, that's the chessboard. They're looking at who can win the elections. So I don't know if El-Rufai doesn't have an ambition. So you have an El-Rufai defecting to the SDP. If it's possible that Atiku Abubakar defects to the SDP, or Peter Obi, he has not said anything though, but with the way they're trying to merge and combine and everything, there is this possibility that if he doesn't come to the PDP, he may join the SDP. Now, there are calls that Atiku should not run again. He has been too selfish. But if he leaves, according to what Okowa is saying, if at all he leaves the PDP to the SDP, you now have an El-Rufai who wants to be president. You have an Atiku who literally doesn't want to drum that gauntlet. He wants to be president. And then Peter will be coming, supposedly coming. He has not said anything, but these are the permutations. So don't you think that party itself has imploded?
All we are doing right now is pontification.
Okay.
Though we are only speculating.
But Okowa is making it seem like it's certain that Atiku is leaving the PDP.
Well, if Atiku is leaving the PDP, will this be the first time he's leaving the PDP? This was the party that gave him the opportunity to have the biggest nomenclature he claims to have today. The former vice president of Nigeria.
Okay.
At the end of his reign in office in 2007, he left the PDP, to the AC. Then he came back.
Okay.
He left again in 2014. He came back. So if he's leaving now, why should that bother anybody? Yes, Atiku was our candidate as party faithful. Whoever is a candidate, we go with him, we tag along with him, we work with him. But if Atiku choose to leave the PDP, and if Okowa is telling us, they are allies, they worked together in the last election. If he's telling us that Atiku is leaving, well, nobody can take that, to not to be very serious.
Okay.
So let him leave, and if he goes to the SDP, and remember. See, everything we are doing, like I said, is still pontificating. We don't know if it's going there to be the candidate of whatever party is going to. We don't know what ambition El-Rufai has now.
Okay.
But El-Rufai is a politician that is astute, seems to know what he's saying. I don't know if he knows what he's doing.
But a lot of people don't trust him.
But he has the command, in his environment, in his domain, but his command, national. Does he have the national spread? For example, we saw what Kwankwaso did. With the 2023 election. His spread was not national. And for somebody like El-Rufai, who is saying that the kind of command he will have, or the kind of spread we will have, will not be something reminiscent to what Kwankwaso had in 2023. And if Atiku is going there, Atiku, see, remember, PDP is a national party.
Yes.
PDP, had a person like Kwankwaso, if he had run on the ticket of the PDP, I tell you, he will. Have something that is of a reflective of what Atiku had all over Nigeria. 25% in of the vote in over 25 states. But for Kwankwaso, he doesn't have that because of what the NNPP is. NNPP is not a national party. SDP, as of today, you cannot claim it to be a national party. What I'm saying is that Atiku joining another party, he may not enjoy the kind of leverage, the kind of spread, or the kind of vote, 25% accumulation that he had all over Nigeria. We are talking about a national party.
Okay, I know. The thing is this, sir. Let me point out something to you. 2 weeks ago, in my area, I stay in Bagada, my estate. The APC organized a party meeting. See, everybody deliver your mandate. They don't care. You must deliver your. They've been having, what you call meetings of mobilization. These guys are mobilizing. They're not joking. So
what are they using?
Wait, no. What I mean mobilization is all their heads of different wards and all of them, they're coming together, they're having their meeting. This is what you should do. This is what you should do. What I'm trying to say is this. Don't you think that next year you people want to have your convention is too late? If a party that is in a position of power is working as if they are the opposition, they really don't want a repeat of what happened in 2023. They didn't believe that they didn't get Lagos. They did not believe it. And if it happened to be that the governorship election was held that day that the presidential election was held, Rose Viver may have been the governor of Lagos State if the governorship election was held the same day as the presidential election. Exactly. And they don't if you know how the kind of propaganda and agenda on the media the APC guys have been pushing, they have really I don't know how effective the dismantling is, but they have used the media to project a lot of hate, a lot of issues on ground. So don't you think that next year is too late for you to subconsciously put in the minds of your grassroots that the PDP is strong, they have a stronger opportunity, they're better than the opposition, they're better than the APC? I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. So if nothing is being done and then it is towards ending of 2026, you want to start campaigning, how will anybody believe you when you are campaigning? They will just think that you're only campaigning just to win for selfish interests.
Esther, you and I know that whenever you are elected into the office, you should actually be working towards bettering the life of the next generation, not thinking about the next election.
Okay.
That is what the APC are doing. When PDP was in power, the likes of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was working towards bettering the life of Nigerians. He was thinking about the next generation. He was not thinking about the next election as are the first 2 years in office.
Okay.
And these guys, that is exactly what they are doing, and they are using poverty. They are weaponizing themselves by impoverishing Nigerians.
Okay.
You talked about them organizing, this get together in the communities. They know that for a derica or 2 derica of rice, because the people are hungry, they are going to come out. Esther, Nigerians are wiser.
Are you sure? Some people still sold their votes in 2023 with this rice where you just mentioned now and what do they call it? Pasta.
Well, I want to believe that with what had happened, in the last 2 years, going to 2 years now, it has opened a lot of eyes. Yes, people collect pasta, they collect the derica of rice, and some few notes, to let it inform whatever decision they want to take, in the polls. But I tell you, they are wiser. What people have gone through in the last 2 years, it is scorching. It is demeaning. People are really dying. People really want a change, and people are saying, in fact, there is this saying that no matter what you do, bring all the things that you want to give us, we will still want to put our future, the future of our children, into our own hands, into our own terms.
Okay.
And I believe that whoever, Barrister Darlington used to say, people can go ahead and steal, for a pasta, a pack of pasta or whatever. But see, what people had gone through, should that not be enough for anybody, to think, right?
Honorable Oluseyi Olasoji, let me ask you now. July 12th, the local government elections will be taking place in Lagos State.
Yes.
So it feels like Lagos State has been taken over by APC. What's the call itself? Which spine PDP gets in any of these local governments for Lagos?
Well,
with what they go on now?
Firstly, the law says that before the election is conducted, we must have a 6-month notice, but the Lagos State Independent Electoral Commission has given a 3-month notice.
Okay.
But we will still run with it. The PDP in Lagos is ready for the coming election.
Are you guys
we are ready. As I tell you, I'm coming from a meeting, generally for the states. After which I went to that for my local government.
Okay.
Still doing a lot about this coming election.
Okay.
Currently, we have in some of our local governments, we have all the candidates ready. Some of the local governments, we are still, waiting for persons to pick up aspiration, intention forms.
Nomination for
but I
interest
tell
forms.
you that the PDP In fact, there is a coalition of some political parties who want to take the INEC to court. They want to boycott the election, but the PDP in Lagos call us whatever. We are not boycotting this election. All the LCDAs, all the local governments, we are ready. We are going into the election. We want to use it to test, how ready Nigerians are to.
For this Lagos.
For this Lagos, yes,
Yeah.
Esther, see, one of the reasons why I am here is that I am a ardent listener of this show.
Yeah.
And you have never picked my call or read any of my messages.
Or read it out.
You have never read any of my messages. Yesterday, for example, the moment you started the program talking about Sanwo-Olu and what they said about Peter Obi.
Yes.
So I sent a message immediately.
Yes.
But you didn't get to read it.
No, I didn't read messages yesterday.
Yes,
we had an issue.
We had a technical issue.
Yes.
And I mentioned in my message that are we using this program for a pro Igbo or pro Peter Obi, sort of campaign, and because there are some of us who are not Labour Party members who do not vote for Peter Obi, but who desperately want to see APC out of power.
Okay.
And whenever you have analysts on this program, and they make reference, they talk about the Labour Party, Peter Obi, and they neglect every other persons who are hurting and not Labour Party persons. And they will go again, to generalize that Yorubas are doing some things for the Igbos. I hurt a lot. It pains me a lot.
That's why I asked you to come in today.
In 2023, for example, I and my wife voted in the presidential elections. Voted for Atiku. My 2 grown-up children voted for Peter Obi, but all other of the votes goes to the PDP.
Okay.
We had these discussions, and whenever somebody comes here and say and use the kind of what are these words? Pronouns like
general terms.
We that they you
find it derogatory. Yes.
Vote. See, the Igbo community in Lagos were the backbone of PDP over the years. We almost won with Jimmy Agbaje.
Yes.
It is not only Yorubas that voted Jimmy Agbaje.
Yeah.
I live on the streets in Mushi where the Igbos are the majority. They trade there, they register there, they come on election days to vote there. I saw what happened with them. I fought with alongside these people, and somebody coming there. See, what I'm trying to say is that there are some of us who over the years, in fact, I was a follower of the late Funsho Williams. I came to PDP with Funsho Williams as of January 1st, 2001, when he declared officially into the PDP.
Like
and
way
since
back.
then, I had not left the PDP. So I have never been a follower of the current president. I was a follower of Funsho Williams. We all know the history between Funsho Williams and the current president. How Funsho Williams was the one who won the primary election, and because of Nadeko and everything, was asked to step down for the current president to become the governor of Lagos State, and we know what happened and how it was pushed out of the AD then, and we left the AD. We came to the PDP. See, people should not come here and make the error of generalization and cast that aspersion that every Yoruba person, is in support. This or this is this. It hurts. It pains. And I like this opportunity that I'm having live.
That's why I
to mention this. Here. So, please, I want you to be, more.
Yeah, but that's what we're speaking. That's why I asked you. I said the upcoming elections in July.
The
APC.
July,
if you've been following what's going on social media,
I am using this opportunity to tell Lagosians, everybody living in Lagos, regardless of your tribe, regardless of your language, your dialect, let us go out and vote, for or against our current living conditions.
But you know that when it comes to local government election, it almost feels like let the state people handle their thing. Now, local government election, especially for non-indigenous of the states or those who don't consider themselves,
there's always
so you just have the supporters going to the polling unit to vote for their political party, and then those who are supporting the APC will tell you that Lagos State is locked down, no opposition whatsoever. And if you've been following the permutations on social media, they are saying that what happened in 2023 would not be allowed to happen. I mean, in other words, it's almost like any other person that is not voting for the APC. I don't know what they plan to happen to the person. I don't know what they intend to install. I don't know, but that's the threat. They're saying, come and try it this time around. Let us see. Like, this is their state and no other. You heard what Barry Nanuga said now. And they've been promoting that agenda. So that's why I'm asking you. What do you think? What other ways do you think the PDP has?
People, out. They don't want people to come out. See, if they know that they are that popular, let them, like Barcelona said yesterday, let there be a level playing ground, for an election.
Do you think they will allow a level playing ground? That's the thing.
They should allow it. They should. Let them allow it.
Has this ever been so? If we're looking at the local government elections, this is their state. Lagos lockdown. APC gone. So do you think that there is any form of machination to break this supposed perception that it is us, nothing else? You saw what happened at the Lagos State House of Assembly. You saw how the 25 lawmakers were made to look like clowns. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. I mean, they were made to look like, who the hell are you? I put you in there. Who said you have a voice? I said something else. You're doing so. Hello, come out for it.
Is that what democracy is supposed to be?
But that's the thing. That is where I'm asking you. How do you intend to break this chain of supposed oligarchy or monarchical system of government?
Okay. The steps to breaking that start on the 12th of July. You and I and every listeners, we have a responsibility. I don't know what party US supports.
I don't get any political party now. I'm not happy with all of them.
Yes, but we don't want voters apathy on that day.
Yes.
Just go out, exercise your franchise. See, we want to see, how they will scare people away again, and it will give Nigerians, the kind of searchlight that should be beamed on Lagos. Because if like every other political party are saying that they are going to boycott this, we boycott. See, we want to be that.
Are you educating though? At your different wards that PDP is represented, are you educating ahead of that election to avoid voter apathy?
Well, there's a timetable. Or the campaign allows you to go out to do voters education for people. We are going to do our best, in educating people. We can only do our best. The people have the right to do whatever is their choice. But what we hear in the grassroots is that let them bring all the naira, let them bring all the pasta, all the rice, we are still going to do whatever. So we want to use this as a test or a case study.
All right, thank you. I'll still come back to you. You've actually spoken quite a lot. Mr. Tochiko Izukama.
Yes.
Thank you for your patience. Let's look at INEC. Yes. INEC has said that they are moving to strip president's power from this administration to appoint resident electoral commissioners. They said the proposed change would give the commission power to make their own appointments, though with a different nomenclature to be known as state directors of elections, not resident electoral commissioners, but state directors of elections. They're also pushing for the introduction of electronically downloadable voters cards to replace the use of permanent voter cards. Specifically, the commission is seeking amendments to section 14 subsection 3 paragraph F of the third schedule to the 1999 Constitution to confer the power of appointing and disciplining heads of state and FCT offices of INEC on the commission. They're also proposing an amendment on section 6 subsection 3 of the Electoral Act 2022, because they did quite a lot of implementation of the Electoral Act in 2022 before the 2023 elections, to confer the power of appointing heads of states, FCT offices, and also these heads of state will be known as states directors of elections. The special advisor to the INEC chairman was the one who made this presentation yesterday in Lagos. They are also currently saying that the resident electoral commissioner is the person in charge of INEC office at the state level. They don't want the president to be signing or approving or be the one to say, okay, this person has been sacked. They want to be able to exercise their duties as they deem fit. During the introduction of this program, I made mention of Hudu Yunusa Ari, the resident electoral commissioner of Adamawa State for INEC. Like this thing stipulates, they're the ones in charge of INEC at the state level there. This man went and announced election results, brazenly left, was accompanied by the commissioner of police, and there was a lot of drama surrounding all of that. Now, that man couldn't be officially prosecuted. It took a long time, and then INEC was mute about it until the president, towards the ending of last year, signed for the official sack of Hudu Yunusa Ari. INEC is saying they don't want to wait for the president anymore. They want to be able to constitute their own disciplinary measures. But this amendment would require the National Assembly, all right, or the House of Rep assent into this. Do you think they will assent to this? Do you think the president will want to allow himself be stripped of such a power as we can see 2027 elections are approaching? Sorry.
I'm not in a position to speak for the president.
Okay.
I cannot read his mind. I lack prophetic powers, and I am not clairvoyant.
Okay.
So I don't know what he will do and what the National Assembly will want to do. But you made a point. I like the word you use, and let me quote you. Nomenclature.
Yeah.
Playing with names. So you change it from resident
Electoral commissioner
to director of whatever.
State directors of elections.
Okay, we play.
That's what they be known as.
So the people are looking for results. What difference would it make? You change the constitution. Nigeria has too many laws, wonderful laws. The problem is that the average Nigerian disobeys the law at every point in time. The light says red. Red means stop. But the driver looks around, there's no last man, there's no policeman to punish him. He zooms across the light. And we can say, hey, an ordinary driver, we don't know anything. We know sabi book. But this mindset permeates the whole Nigerian society, every echelon, from the lowest to the highest.
Okay.
Our politicians disobey the law. Our bureaucrats, our clergymen, our teachers, our students across the board.
Okay.
The problem of Nigeria is lawlessness. The second problem of Nigeria, which is part of the first, is refusal to enforce the law to punish wrongdoings.
Okay.
So until we deal with this law, with these issues, you can change the constitution any way you like it, call any name you want, but it will ultimately make no difference.
Okay.
INEC has a bad reputation in Nigeria. Therefore, INEC cannot come telling us that if we handle the residential RECS, what do you call them?
Resident electoral commissioners.
That things will turn out better. Does that make sense to me? Would that make sense to any Nigerian? The answer is no. INEC needs to clean up his image. And he needs to clean up his image by obeying the law, by enforcing the law. Whether it's the president, that is the president appoints them. The presidency, the House of Assembly, the government in general are lawless, do not enforce the law, do not punish wrong offenders. So it makes absolutely no difference to me what name they are called and whatever constitutional amendment is to be made to put them, the directors in there. We must start from the fundamentals, the respect for the rule of law, or nothing will work in this country.
Interesting. So, for example, that's why I asked again. I said, the way it stands, Nigerians have called the National Assembly a rubber stamp National Assembly.
They are.
Anything that will limit the powers of the president, anything that will supposedly ridicule the president, anything that will not put the president in positive light, they will not assent to it. So INEC coming up with all of this right now, because a lot of Nigerians have been saying there needs to be a proper modification on the Electoral Acts that informs transparency and proper inclusion when it comes to elections, with all the monies that that is being allocated to that institution whenever it comes to conducting elections. So, but with what is currently going on and how you see the National Assembly, you know that Godswill Akpabio said that poverty, oh God,
That poverty.
oh Lord, Nigeria has not suffered.
He says what?
He said that poverty is not a bad thing when he was making reference to the humility of the Pope and the kind of life that the Pope lived.
Was the Pope poor?
Well, Mr. Tochukwu, that was how he likened it. He's a very rich man. He has money, he has connections, he has access. But he says that Nigerians should not consider poverty as such a bad thing. It's appalling because the way he speaks sometimes, I don't know whether he doesn't think before he speaks. On several occasions, he speaks carelessly.
He lives in his own cocoon
and dispassionately.
Yeah, you see, people get so spoiled and so disoriented that they talk foolishly and stupidly because they can't.
There's a major disconnect between them and the people that they govern, and it hurts. The last time he said that while you are protesting, we will be eating. You make insensitive statements every time. I don't even expect that he should be speaking to the media.
He says in your mailbox you'll find some money to enjoy your
And then he was corrected
holiday.
and then he said prayers.
He said prayers. Who is praying for who in the Senate?
Prayers will be sent to their mailboxes.
They are
so if you now have that kind of person as the Senate president, right? How do you think all of these measures INEC is stipulating would be implemented even considered?
Like as I said, it's different to whatever is being stipulated. But the thing is that I read the 1979 Constitution.
Okay.
I think it's the best that was. I don't know much about the one before in the first Republic Constitution, but I think that since the military stayed for 13 years. And left in 1979. It was the best we've had since then.
Who was the best? Who was the best we've had since then?
The 1979 Constitution, the one that brought Shagari to power.
Okay.
And the president was made deliberately to be a very powerful man.
Okay.
One, he was sponsored by the soldiers, and the soldiers believe in pyramidal power structure. A man is at the top, he gives order, and everybody follows. That's one reason. Secondly, they thought that empowering the president will be wonderful for the country. It will bring speed and dispatch to the way things are done. But some people argued, no, the president will be too powerful. They said, no, we're having a Senate, we're having a National Assembly that will be empowered to be sentinels of democracy. They will guide Nigerian democracy and make it that the president cannot become too autocratic.
Okay.
They will check the autocracy, the despotism of the president. But then recently, in this recent administration, the problem is that as things have gone so bad, as this administration is so insensitive, based on its deportment, based on its body language, based on its talk, based on its obvious arrogance of power, the National Assembly cannot say a word because they cannot be sentinels of the people or sentinels of democracy, because they became as greedy, as corrupt, as bloated. That's not the word I'm looking for. They fell into the same offense with those they were supposed to check.
All right.
Are supposed to guide the executive. But now you're culpable of all the offenses of the executive. So pot cannot go calling kettle black. So they just blended in. They cannot do their work anymore. And invariably, they became rubber stamps parliament.
In other words,
that's what they are.
And
they can't
so
bring,
you're saying
reformational change to this country. It's just playing along.
So there's a possibility that we may not see some of this electoral acts that they want to be implemented possibly come to light. We may not see that become a reality.
If it challenges the powers of the president, it's most unlikely they will come to light.
Okay, Mr. Honorable Olusochi, let's look at this. INEC is asking that electronic voting should be permitted. Don't you think that that can also be hacked? You saw what happened in the 2023 general elections where they said that there was a glitch. So we don't think that they could manipulate if there is any form of electoral voting to enable that transparency, and Nigerians do not have to be intimidated when they go to the when you go to the polling unit physically. That's where you see intimidation, burning of voting materials, persons hurting each other. So if there is electronic voting, you may not necessarily have to go to your polling unit or anywhere in the world. So long as you're a Nigerian and you have the right to vote, you can do that. But don't you think it can be manipulated? I mean, considering the Nigerian status quo anyway.
Well, from your mouth to the ears of Nigerians, see, even as you are saying it has been manipulated. Even at the thought of it. See, we are not primed for this. We are not ready for electronic voting. We had a situation in 2023 where we are supposed to use the IREF. We are supposed to use a semi-electronic system of voting. How much more now going into full electronics, and do we have what it takes?
Okay.
Recently our children have been made to write JAM through electronic means. Was it seamless? Was it 100%? See, we are not yet there. And we know that some people, in fact, the current, like the barrister here said, the current set of legislators that we have, I'm very sure that they will not play around that, or they will not consider it. And if they consider it today, I will want to run away from it, because I know that, like you said, it is a rubber stamp set of people, and they will only do things that they have researched, see that will only be of interest to their, to their whoever.
All right, Honorable Sir, the court has said Mahmoud Yakub is in contempt. They had asked him to produce all those that were involved in electoral malpractice and malfeasance in 2023. He hasn't done that. There's a list of them. We saw videos of persons inflating results. We saw them cancelling and imputing something else. We saw some of these INEC officials collecting financial bribes, money. We saw a lot of things. These things were covered during the 2023 elections. It went viral on social media. So, but after that, we didn't hear anything else. Now, INEC came out to tell us that in every institution or organization you will have bad eggs, that nothing is perfect, despite all the seminars, despite all the conventions they hold to educate, they outsource their staff to conduct elections. So they held it to be that some of the people who were involved in these electoral malpractices were those that were they outsourced. That is some of the core members. That's the excuse that they gave. But they were supposed to produce this person. The ad hoc staff. They were supposed to produce this persons. They haven't. So I think it got so much that Nigerians were calling Mr. Mahmoud Yakub. Where are these persons that we saw that were involved in inflating results in the 2023 elections? It was also very obvious in the off-season elections. I think with Bayelsa, Kogi, and is it Imo State? During the off-cycle election, Imo State, the off-cycle elections. In fact, it was rabid. During the off-season elections, we saw even residents capturing some of the security officials who were trying to inflate results. In some polling units, we saw the policemen helping to write results. It was obvious. It was on social media. People captured all these things. We saw them too with money trying to induce people. Some of them were caught. Some of them were chased. We saw all of this, but they were never produced. So Mahmoud Yakub was meant to produce these people, and this is one of the things they're talking about, that they are restricted to do certain things because it has to come from the presidency.
Do you believe that?
That's what Mahmoud said. So basically, with this implementation on the Electoral Act, it will give them the autonomy to discipline erring INEC staff members.
You said it was a court pronouncement.
Yes, the court had told Mahmoud Yakub to present, because the proceeding was supposed to commence. So they said they gave him a period of time. If you don't produce, we're in contempt of court. But we've not heard any update about that from Mahmoud Yakub.
Sorry,
What
can
do you
you
expect
educate
of
me?
what do you
What
expect
was the time frame?
6 months.
Has
6 months from the. It has not gotten to 6 months yet. I
Has
think
not
this
gotten to
was
6 months.
almost 2 or 3 months ago,
2 or
when the
3
court
months
said
ago.
that Mahmoud Yakub was liable for contempt of court because he was supposed to present these individuals in court.
Me and you will be alive, after 4 months, after the expiration of whatever time frame.
In fact, when that
was
happened, Mahmoud did not even say anything when the court said he could go to prison, because we were meant to facilitate the prosecution of those individuals since 2023.
But
The only person we've seen them do something for was Hudu Yunusa Ari and 2 other people that the president signed off their sack. The others that were involved on ground, we haven't
they were
heard any.
sacked or jailed.
They were sacked. And
okay.
maybe they will now, with whatever is the whatever it is that is presented in court or handed it to them as a comeuppance, that will follow up with whatever it is. But we haven't had anything upward from there. So that's what the residents elect. That is what INEC is saying, that they want to be implemented in the Electoral Act, where the presidency will be stripped of the powers from appointing resident electoral commissioners.
That's not what the problem is. You don't expect Mahmoud Yakub to do much. You have, let me figuratively use it like this. You have a bunch of thieves who had stolen, and you want these thieves to be produced, and you want their own boss to produce them. The boss of the thieves will produce them. Mahmoud himself is culpable of electoral offenses.
Exactly.
Those were his boys. Some of the things that happened at the woman in Abia State who refused
Nena.
Oti, I think.
Yes, Nena Oti.
Who refused to change the election results. She was supposed to take instructions coming from Abuja. We know this is not the right result, but put it there. Those things were not happening without the knowledge of Mahmoud. So Mahmoud is, this case, is number one criminal in this act. And you expect the leader of the criminals to produce the criminals. It makes no sense. So it has nothing to do with whether this the residential, the RECS, are being appointed by the president or by INEC. The problem remains the same.
Okay.
We are lawless. We break the law with impunity. We do not enforce the law. We do not punish wrongdoers. And until we deal with those fundamental issues, nothing will work in Nigeria. Democracy will not work in Nigeria.
I'm very sure, just to add to that, I'm very sure they will institute another case that will deal with the content of court, whatever that could nail Mahmoud Yakub, when the time comes.
Jail, yeah.
We know that they always have technicalities, to play around and to waive all these things, even in court. So I am not excited about.
But how many people are in contempt of the court and they strut around the town, around the street, and nothing has happened to them? They've not gone to jail, they've not been arrested. So it's all the same nonsense. That's why for those who are losing faith in this country, I am one of them. I am an irrepressible optimist. I am a determined optimist. But since after this last election, I lost faith in Nigeria. And in one article I wrote,
you didn't start losing faith since Buhari's time. You were positive and hopeful.
No, because I thought Buhari was an aberration, and after Buhari, things will start getting better. But after Buhari, things are getting worse.
Don't you know the kind of promises this administration came with?
And then
to now put the hopes of Nigeria on the
let the poor breathe.
Stories
and we'll give you electricity. If not, vote me out unless I give you good reasons.
I wrote an article recently and I said I recommend British recolonization of Nigeria because the stimulus for a change in Nigeria, the stimulus for a reform in Nigeria, the impulse will not come from us, because we exalt the abyss, we celebrate criminality, we fed around thieves, murderers, and gangsters. So people that live this kind of, where would the impulse come? We need a change. We need to transform. We need to revolutionize. It will not come. We just keep sinking deeper and deeper and deeper. So we need help from outside, and that help, I think, if the British can come and recolonize us one more time,
Sir, rather recommending for a British recognition. Why not? Let us try the American way, because if you do something and you repeat it, you might still get the same result. These are the people that colonize us. They are the ones that imbibe. Well, maybe this is not what they left us with, but maybe a change of system. Could.
What do you say? We say American way. What is American way? So why don't you try American way?
We know that they are the real originators of the real democracy.
The kind of democracy we are supposedly practicing.
For the British, it is monarchical way that it started with, and so they transformed to the church during the Protestant time, and extended it to governance, and it is what they have. But we are talking about real democracy. Is battered from the Americans. Probably, I'm not saying you are making a recommendation. Maybe your recommendation should go with the American.
Well,
way.
Honorable, apparently the Edo State government today sealed the Eternal Hotel owned by the Director General of the Asue Oge Campaign Committee. They sealed the hotel today. They said it was because, according to them, that it violates some certain rules. According to them, they're saying that they need to ensure compliance with state regulations on planning, development, and building control carried out, but that the closure without prior notice of the hotel's manager, they closed that particular hotel. That's the hotel owned by the campaign DG of Asue Godalo of the APC.
Asue Godalo of the PDP.
Of the PDP rather.
PDP.
Yes.
Well,
is this the kind of intimidation that you would say it's not surprising to be carried out by the APC?
It is the kind of intimidation that should not surprise any one of us.
Okay.
That is what Nigerian politics is, and it shouldn't be so. Okay, we were in this country when somebody told us that the moment you join the APC, all your sins are forgiven. So you are a sinner.
Okay.
Even if you built right, but because you are a PDP person and you try to stop the current administration from getting into the office, then you are a big sinner, and you will suffer for your sin. And I think and I see that is what the company of Asue Godalo are going through.
All right, I want us to take a listen to Godsol Akpabio during an interview with one of the NTA presenters when he was talking about the fact that poverty is not a crime, but that poverty can be a virtue. Let's just listen to him.
Poverty can be a virtue?
Yes, poverty can be a virtue that we should learn from Pope Francis, who just passed on. So let's just take a brief listen to that.
Well, if you not just a great event to the world, but I think it was an event that shook the world. When you look at the Catholic Church is not just a church. The Vatican is also regarded as a state. So you have the head of state that died and was buried today. You also have the pontiff that headed this flock all over the world, well over 1.5 billion in number. And you have a man who died as a man today, the Pope, who was worth only $100, showing that yes, we cannot worship God in splendor, and that the best way to worship God is to worship God through self-sacrifice for others. So the message is very clear that Nigerians should love one another, and that poverty is not a crime, and that poverty could sometimes be a virtue of God, and that whatever you have, you should be able to share with your brothers and sisters. And above all, in this period of that Easter just ended, we coincided with the Salah. It's all about God. That yes, indeed, that love should transcend everything. Because God so loved the world that He sent His only begotten Son to come and die in order to redeem mankind. And that is the period that you see the pontiff departing back to paradise, back to heaven to go and join his Father.
All right. So in that regard, Mr. Honorable Olusoji, I'm shocked as well because Mr. Olasoji, sorry about that. I'm shocked. I'm shocked because can Godsol Akpabio sacrifice his salary? Let's start from there. can he sacrifice his salary for Nigerians? Can he live on $100 like he used the Pope as example? Is it possible for them to say, you know what, we are the National Assembly, all our salaries, we want to ensure that we contribute it for the well-being of Nigerians. We're going to display all our wealth. We're going to share it into two. We commiserate with the plight of the people. Why shouldn't it start with them?
The current Senate president is rich enough, to sacrifice his salary for Nigerians. You asked if he can do it, and I'm telling you, yes, he can.
Start with him.
Yes, he can. But will he do it? That should be the question. It's not a question of can he. He can.
Let him do. Why is he asking Nigerians to consider poverty as a virtue? Why can't he do something to emulate that?
The question, should be that, can he emulate that? Can he see poverty as a virtue, and he, exhume that virtue in himself? Let him start so that we can actually follow him, in that regard. Can he do that? And I don't think I have an answer to that.
Yeah, Mr. Etochukwu Ezukama, do you have an answer to that?
But the analogy to start with is wrong. The Pope was not poor. The Pope was like something, a person devoted to the Catholic Church.
Okay.
He had a very comfortable house to live in. He ate sumptuous food. He dressed well. He was driven around, chauffeured around.
But he lived a humble life.
Well,
he lived a very humble life.
no, we're talking of poverty or humility. They're two separate issues. You can be wealthy and be humble.
Everything he needed in life was provided for him.
He didn't
Only
need-
that
he didn't need
his
to carry
salary
cash.
he rejected.
He didn't need but he didn't
taking
need
the
to
salary.
carry cash about.
Does not
He
need
didn't-
it. What does he want to
didn't
use it
really
for?
Need the cash, because using the Pope as an example of poverty, as an example of humility, that's wonderful, because Jesus Christ preached humility, practiced humility, demonstrated humility, dramatized humility. That is why on the day the Jews came to arrest him, they couldn't distinguish him from his followers. There was nothing distinguishing. He didn't have a crown. He wasn't sitting on a dais. It was just like any other
person.
So it took somebody to reveal him to the Jews. So for the Pope to live a humble life, that's all fine. It's in line with the doctrine, with the gospel of Jesus Christ. But he wasn't poor. And but the bottom line is, Akpabio, Senate President, practice what you preach. Then we'll all follow you. Give all your money to the poor and have nothing else.
Money.
For about $100 in your pocket. Then if you practice that, we will all believe you and we will all follow you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to take your calls. Honorable, you've been having a lot of, is it the one? Is it the one? Yeah, it's the one that you know. All right, the number to call is 080-3692-9933, 080-3692-9933. The WhatsApp number is 0817-1756-338, 0817-1756-338. That is the number to call. Please just go straight to the conversation. All right, and then you need any clarification specifically about the PDP, then you can ask the Honorable right here in the studio. The number to call is 080-3692-9933. All right, and the WhatsApp number is 0817-1756-338. Hello. All right, I think we've lost that connection. I hope the rain that fell today will not make anything disturbing this evening. Hello, good evening. How are you? They don't start. 080-3692-9933. Hello, good evening. How are you? Turn down the volume of your radio. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
How are you?
Yeah, fine. Just calling from Aja.
Chooks calling from Aja.
Yeah.
All right, Chooks, please go ahead.
Greetings to everybody in the house.
Thank you. Good evening.
And having said that, Akpabio, is that the first statement? He said, what money cannot buy, much money can buy. He is used for all these narratives. And in the first instance, a lot of controversy surrounding even his the federal government sending him to that to represent the government with all the issues, Natasha and whatever. So I don't want to dwell too much about that. But the issue of poverty is a very serious issue, especially in the country. And that is the bedrock of the problems that we are having now. Nigerians don't need much other than for their families to feed, to go to the hospitals, get the drugs at the right time. But do we have all this? When you say poverty is not a problem, I'm grappling with very serious medical problem for my ward. Now, just because of the hospital challenges, it is not a joke.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. All right. I sincerely do apologize for the medical situation you're going through. And trust me, a lot of Nigerians are going through that with how expensive drugs have become. Hello. Good evening. How are you? Hello, sir. Good evening.
Mr. Okay on the line.
All right, sir. Mr. Okay, please, what's your location, sir?
I'm calling from Ogun State right now.
All right, Mr. Okay, please go ahead.
Mr. Tochukwu, thank you. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
I'm my brother from PDP.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, sir.
Tochukwu, if I be speaking like this, I won't have problem. You have already made it on the nail on the head.
Okay.
Nigeria will not get better. I'm telling you this thing. Because all these things we are talking about now, is it this crop of people that don't win election, that they will not perfect the law for you? Then when they perfect the law, they will not win a single vote. So it will continue, the thing will continue like this. So I support what my brother is saying. We need people, outside people to come and help us. We are dying. The masses have been caged. Now you cannot even speak your mind. On election day, somebody will come out on a national TV, say if you vote, if you are not voting for such a party, go home. Why 3 days before election, the INEC will tell you no campaign again. And someone will come on election day in a polling unit and be threatening people, and that person is working fully, and he say, God is a country. Honestly, we need Nigerians have been captured. My social has said it all. Whether PDP, APC, all this is, we have been captured. We need this. We are not the one that voted this for them. They are there against our will, and there is nothing you can do. If you protest, they will kill you. We have been captured. So if you like, unless something miracle happened, or international war comes to our aid, because you are calling, even the British are calling about to come now. They are the one that, you know where they are taking our money to? They will get a loan, they will get a foreign loan, divide the money, $10, take it back to them again. If you come out as a bank in Nigeria, we go and the bank borrow you money for your business, and you do not do well, they will come and give you again. Unless the manager of that bank is getting something there. So Nigeria has been captured. Unless God will say they send a dinner coup, we send a messiah to us. If not, because these people, you can't get anything from them. Both INEC, both judiciary, all of them, you can't get any good thing from them. So Nigerians, what we just hope, either we perish or God send a messiah to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. But I want us to remain positive. It's that positivity that will help us implement the change, to be honest with you. All right. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Good evening. Well done.
Thank you.
Greetings to all the people in the studio.
Thank you very
Good
much,
evening,
sir.
sir.
What's your
Good
name?
evening.
My name is The Truth.
Calling from the town of
Peter.
Injustice.
The Truth is Peter.
All right. Go ahead, sir.
That's your name?
That's his name. The Truth, calling from the town of
All
Injustice.
your discussion and what is happening in this country, there is no righteousness. And when there is no righteousness, it's the opposite. When everything is right, when everything is
fruit. That's the time we have progress, peace, and love in this country. All those who are in power, from A to Z, all institutions, they are corrupt. There's corruption. That's why we are facing the challenges of today. God, in His infinite mercy, has blessed this country in all ramifications. The rain, the weather, the food, everything. God has made it. We are more or less like a baby in the womb of a pregnant woman. You know, whatever that baby or that child needs has been provided. That's the way God created Nigeria. But our people, they are greedy, they are wicked, they are selfishness. So that's what is troubling us. Only God can deliver and rescue this country. Well done, oh.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for calling, actually. Thank you. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Yeah, hello.
Hello, good evening. Good evening.
This is Paul from Egbeda.
All right, Mr. Paul, please go ahead.
Yeah, I greet your guests. They've spoken well. I want to ask the PDP guy, what is the reason why a whole PDP, well-beloved PDP, could not discipline those who are carrying out anti-party activities openly, not secretly? Why can't they discipline these people? Because this defection, for me, it means nothing. Because politicians are the one defecting. Nigerians, the suffering masses are not defecting. Exactly. And we know who we are going to vote for 2027. That Gary seller, that tomato woman, that pepper seller, that policeman standing on under the sun being beaten, those teachers that are paid peanuts, nurses that work throughout their salaries are not paid, pensioners, the suffering Nigerians are the ones that are going to vote against APC 2027. So let all the governors, all the politicians, all the senators defect to APC. It doesn't move me, it doesn't bother us. If you go to the streets of Lagos, if you go to the north, if you go to the east, because I recently returned, ask people there, they are not even care about political party. What they care is the individual they are going to vote against or vote for. So it is not about defection. Let all of them defect to one party. Nigerians will vote against that one party. That is what 2027 is going to stand for. And voice of the people is not pro-Igbo. Let that my brother let him not understand it from that perspective he's taking it. It's not, because a lot of people from other tribes speaks in VOP, and they speak the truth, the raw truth. When nobody is supporting Obi from VOP, what we are supporting is what we have seen. 10 years of APC have made families not to eat, going to bed. They are going empty stomach, without food, without water. You cannot afford drugs today. So who caused it? Is APC, because when PDP was in authority, Nigerians didn't suffer. We didn't see poverty. Workers were not retrenched. Families were not going to bed without food, without water, no electricity, no security. So the Nigerian masses will stand. We are going to defy whatever. There is no amount of threat that will stop Nigerians in 2027. There is no amount of intimidation. Whether INEC like it or not, we are going to vote that it will be beyond rigging. And that is what is going to happen in 2027.
Thank you very much for calling. Yes. How do you respond to his question?
All right, thank you very much. Firstly, he asked that why can't the PDP punish those who have been carrying out party activities? Yeah. And the answer is very simple. Because right now they have instituted themselves. By themselves, you should know what I'm saying. In the right places. I mean, the people who are going to melt out these kind of sanctions, are the ones measures. Are the ones that you are asking us to punish. So let us keep that in wrap and see. I said it earlier.
You don't seem confident in a lot of change happening. You're literally waiting for that national convention. That's where a lot of these changes will take place.
Because we have tried everything, and the only thing that we could wait for now is that national convention. See, one of the reasons why they didn't carry it out in August last year was for the fact that by the time the 27 defectors from River State House of Assembly, they should not have something to hold on when they go to the court, because the lacuna for them will have been that the court, the party was in disarray, and so because of what the party was considering, that those people cannot go to the court and say and provide evidence that the party was in disarray. It wasn't carried out when it should have been carried out then. So what we can wait for now is the next convention. And we also
and you will still have Damagum as your chairman in that next convention, because is that not another person you guys are going to look into?
He's not going to be the chairman in the next convention.
Okay, all right.
I am very confident about that.
Okay.
And Nigerians should be confident about that.
Okay.
He also talked about, I personally, viewing VOP as a pro-Igbo. No. Every morning I listen from 5:30 to 7 a.m. and I listen to these guys Oyefolu
and
Ojedeji. And afterwards, Rufai Oseni and the commissioner Jude Ikame. See, what I'm saying is that, especially for your Monday and Thursday guests.
Okay.
Monday and Thursday.
Your issues with the Monday and Thursday guests.
I mean, there are some times that they are taking it to the tribal front, and I am not happy, because I am equally
your issue is that he's generalizing, and it's not all the Southwesterners that are in support of the president.
See, you have some people in Oyo State, in Osun State, that are madly against the current president, and these are Yoruba people. So when you begin to say it is unfortunate for you people, see, I am a Yoruba person, how can you say that? And I am in the same boat,
we are suffering.
We are suffering.
Right, okay, well, so, I apologize on his behalf. All right, I apologize on his behalf. Hello, good evening, how are you, sir?
Good evening, Esther. I'm fine.
Good evening, sir. Yes.
Good evening to your guests.
Yeah, well done, sir. Please, your name, sir, and location. I'm fine.
Alexo.
Esther,
please.
Okay.
I wanted to try to address some things here, please. I don't like when Nigerians call and they say captured. Who has captured you? Except you want to place yourself in their shoes.
Okay.
I am not captured. My family is not captured. So we should stop saying these negative things.
Okay.
You are giving power to your enemies for them to now see turning you to become their slaves. Is that what you were born to become? Then when we come on and we continue to talk all these negative things. Nigeria is not captured by any cabal. It's just that they are just using the power they've gotten to oppress you, and you are not willing your power to them. Come on now. The Bible says it's only a coward that can surrender to their enemy. You stand up for your rights and fight against this enemy. We are not weak. It's just that they have the police, they have army. Yes, we have our own God, who is supreme. We should stand for our rights, and I'm going to vote when it comes to 2027. If you like showing your house, no matter what happens, I'm still going to vote for my rights. So we should stop behaving as if we don't have the power to overturn things around. Please stop, or let them people stop saying this. It's no good.
Thank you very much.
I am not captured, and we are not captured. Nigeria is not captured by any cabal.
Thank you very much. Thank you for actually calling and helping to give that confidence. Thank you. Sincerely do. It's appreciated, to be honest. 080-3692-9933. All right. Hello. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. I am Shege.
Shege, where are you calling from?
Ojo.
All right, Mr. Shage, please go ahead.
My first prayer goes to the person that conceived this very VOP.
Okay.
I love the station.
Thank you.
Whereby you can speak your mind, especially the man that anchors on Friday, Mondays and Thursdays. Darlington, to be precise.
Yes, the analyst.
Yeah.
Okay.
They are very good.
All right.
Like your former man said, look, if they like, let them drift to one party.
Turn down the volume of your radio, please.
Okay. Let them drip to one party.
Okay.
If we are less concerned. Because what is happening here that on the day of voting, we know what to do.
Okay.
The blind, they know what is happening. Nothing is working in the country again. Everything turned upside down. They are using their power, what they have to intimidate people. But when the time comes, we shall know who is who. Because this is not the country we know. There was once a country in Nigeria, and Nigeria is going to turn back to what it was before. We can't have all the resources, and at the same time we are suffering, begging as a beggar. No, enough is enough. It's time for us to take over our mantle and stand for our rights. So once again, I thank you all for what you are doing. It's a good thing. Keep on doing it, and God will continue to bless you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much. 08036929933, 08036929933, and the WhatsApp number is 0817175638. Hello. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening. My name is Peter Usifo.
All right.
I'm calling from Abaranja Nekotu.
Okay. Peter.
You said?
I call your name. I just call your name.
All right. I called in respect of what Councillor Pablo said.
Okay.
You know, before you play the tape, actually, I blamed him. Within myself, I said, this man has started again. You know, despite the fact that maybe people like me, we have advised him not to speak arrogantly in public. But when you play the tape, I did not find anything wrong with what he said.
Peter Osifo.
Hey! He said, listen.
He's entitled to his opinion.
No, I'm not saying it. I'm just saying that, Peter. Okay, go ahead.
He said poverty, there's nothing wrong in poverty. That poverty is not bad.
Hey!
And then he mentioned virtues. You understand? If he has not mentioned virtues, that is, poverty leads you to virtues, you know, humility, hard work, and other good things. If you have not said so, probably have said vices.
Must you be poor to have virtues? Do you need to be poor to adapt the virtues of the Pope?
But there's something wrong. I don't know why Nigerians always want to give us a bad name in order to hang it. That's apart. There's a man invited. I'm happy when he started, when I tuned in, and then I heard him say one or two things concerning GOP. You understand? That maybe when somebody talks against Peter Obi or IPOB or even Igbos, you know, people are not happy. Many majority of the listeners or callers are not happy. So also your in-house analysts like Peter Nosike and Dali.
Hello, Peter. Why is it that it's now you're talking that your network is doing sugary? Eh? You must complete that train of thoughts.
Call back.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, hello.
Good evening, how are you? Hey, turn down the volume of your radio.
I will do that. I'm Evangelist Israel.
All right, sir.
And I want to speak on this topic. I salute your
can you turn down the volume of your radio, sir, please? The feedback is disconcerting.
Yeah.
If you switch off your listening device.
About Nigeria is that God said when the foundation is broken, what can the righteous do? And the case is that we are born in lies. And lies has grown and get belly and give birth to tribalism. Tribalism grows in Nigeria and give birth to corruption.
Wow.
Corruption has grown in Nigeria and give birth to killing. So there is no way anybody will salvage Nigeria except from external forces or power. Nobody in Nigeria can salvage Nigeria because it is of ground now to kill. God can do nothing because it is a choice. Some clan and another one have agreed to slaughter the minors. See, a man that killed one man will tell God, why did you kill one man? So God is now going to be angry with the remaining ones. You don't have right to kill one man. God will say, if somebody killed one man, the whole living should get the man killed. And if they do not kill the man that killed somebody, God will go against the living. So Nigerian land is going to vomit Nigerians. I promise you that. an evangelist of God. If we don't change and begin to cry for mercy for the people we have killed, God will destroy Nigeria. Nobody can help. If they kill the ones God will love, who will help them?
All right, thank you for calling. All right, thank you for calling. We'll soon be taking messages. I'll take 2 more calls and then we'll read our messages. So if you're calling that period and I don't pick your call, please don't say we're not picking your calls. All right, we need to take messages as well. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello. Oh wow. All right. Hello.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good evening to you. How are you?
Fabulous.
Yes.
Thanks for picking my call and respect to your analyst.
Thank you.
You see, it's quite. I'm not surprised that politicians disrespect Nigeria in their arrogance and illusion too, because it's delusional for you as one of the most leading figure in the country to say, "Oh, poverty is a virtue. People should learn." Thank God one of your analysts said Pope Francis was not poor. He was just a man that is not greedy. A man that was contented, that was satisfied with what he had access to. He never needed to spend money as a pope. He didn't, so that the $100 in his account, he didn't even need it. So that's the point. However, I see expression of frustration, and I will not want to pretend to understand because I do not live in the chaos. But what I want to beg us is this. You see, their plan is for us to get frustrated and turn a blind eye to what they do to us. This is exactly a strategy. I'll tell you this. Yaya Jammeh, do you remember him? In the Gambia, Yaya Jammeh beat his chest. He said he will rule Gambia until Ingo die. Mugabe said Ingo rule until Ingo die. These 2 people were pushed out of power in disgrace. Do you know why? Yaya Jammeh lost election he never thought he could lose. And he lost that election because nearly 90% of the citizens turned out to vote, and it was too difficult for him to rig. He tried to rig, but the people were ready to eat him raw. We need to escalate our anger to that point. Thank you.
Thank you, Remy. Remy, thank you so much. That's Remy from the UK. So, Remy, thank you for that. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello. Hello, can you speak up? All right, I'll take another call because this caller is not projected. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Fine. Esther.
Sir?
Praise God. I don't call Taya.
Sorry. Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Emmanuel Chiano, Acolyte. I'm calling from Ejibo.
All right.
Your guest. Good evening, guys. I am not so fluent in English like Mr. Remy, but I shall say better person in Tosifo. Now, my question is, please, this our guy with the court in Ibu, what do he get? As in, what do he see they find a way at his age in that position? Like, what do you say in better pass all of us? Because it's in scatter my head. One, we say, you know, future putting at the top, right? Like, I believe I better pass him, although I'm poor. I've even chopped 3 or 4 square meal. Like, chop better full plate, you know, go future pam. You know, enter AC. If AC enter body, you go kill him.
Okay.
Like, we don't. Sorry for the in don't old. Like, what thing they find for that position? We in the way to the suffer people. I mean, it's where that thing when you talk, let the poor breathe. I mean, in is that mistake. I mean, want to let the poor die. I don't understand. If they pay me like it's like they pay me, my put like that. If they pay me because what if about they fine? I've been a woman. How many women if you climb? Wilson. Just come down from that seat. Let the person where get sense lost.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, sure.
So I'll take some.
I'm sorry. Oga Remy, if you hear my voice, I beg, come carry me go Liverpool. I beg, this is tire me. I beg. Me and Afungwadama.
All right, no wahala, thank you. For some of you, especially for Peter Osifo, so let me. Barrister Darlington is not here, so I cannot speak on his behalf. Barrister Darlington, honestly, is a nationalist. If most times maybe he doesn't present or analyze or say certain words as you would expect, but he is not biased. He tries to say it as it is. Maybe he is too crude and too frontal in his approach to issues, and a couple of persons may take offenses to it, but it's not a terrible person. He's not a bad person. He says I'm sure you listen to the callers. He says the minds of how a lot of Nigerians are feeling. I'm sure you can hear the calls coming in, and they are corroborating most of the things that he says. All right, so the idea is not to generalize, like our honorable has told us here, but a couple of persons react and respond to issues based on their own personal experiences. So I need to really put that out there. All right, in the case of Barrister Darlington, I would like to take some messages right now. So if you're trying to call and I don't get to pick your call, I sincerely do apologize. If we have more time, I will take more calls. So I'm going to start off on YouTube. From there we'll move on to the WhatsApp messages. So Stanley Oz says, stop promoting Tinubu. What is the reason to vote for Tinubu? 2027 election is Nigerians versus APC Tinubu. Who they promote Tinubu now? Una don't too much sometimes. Love says, Nigerians enter one chance to APC 2027. Enough is enough. AB says, I agree with this speaker. Tunde Babs TV. Good evening, Esther, and greetings to legendary Honorable Soji Dosumu, veteran sport analyst. You guys are doing good job. Tunde from Ijegu. Thank you. Kakun, start with education. All right, we already discussed that about education. INEC is 100% right. That should be a must. Okay. I totally disagree. A football team cannot appoint a referee. Who made that reference to a football team? No. Was it you?
No.
Was it you? Okay. Ebere Nwakuba says, Esther, would you respect? Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for feeling it. It's all Hollandis. All right. Femi Shokumbi says, doing good job over there. Thank you so much. Thank you. Kakun says, Tinubu makes Buhari looks like a saint. Olabest 007. Good evening, Esther. Please help me ask your second guest if he's Mr. Luke Olusoji that talks sport with Mr. Godwin. No, he said no. Okay. Femi Shokumbi, Esther, forget INEC. They know what to do, but they will not. Okay. Femi Shokumbi said, what to do, but they do not. Okay. Kakun, president should have no business appointing INEC or even talking to them. It should be an independent body. All right. Louis Uku says, can someone tell Akpabio to shut his mouth and stop deceiving himself? No, my brother, he can't, because avarice increases with increasing stockpile of gold. Okay. The PDP brother stole the show today. Great job. This is from Kakun. All right. Honorable Ogwegbu Neka. Esther, good evening, and to the two guests. Please, if Big Brother Nigeria can be voting through electronics and it counts, how much more Nigeria that has all it takes, but they will not because of manipulation? Babatunde Awolaja. Good evening, Esther. Yes, it is true that APC is mobilizing people to vote for them, but they are confused and do not have the courage to go out there to campaign here in Lagos. PDP and Labour should wake up now. All right. Kakun says PDP is way better than the APC. Why would they destroy their image by working with an evil part of APC? Very bad move. I don't care how long it takes. Change needs to be done now. Babatunde Awolaja, I want to suggest that other parties should form alliance and face the monster now. They should leverage on the weaknesses and failure of APC in their campaigns. Wake up now, as Esther said. Ebube Umar says, I'm just speaking for the people about the lack of positive change in Nigeria. Okay, John Osan says the fear of Peter Obi is a beginning of wisdom for Tinubu and APC. All right, Babatunde Awolaja goes again and says, can you believe that even civil servants in Lagos are against APC? Majority of Lagosians are madly against APC. Other parties should wake up now and now. All right, Kakun says we need to hear more from young-minded PDP guys like your guest today. All right, thank you very much. Are you that young?
He looks young.
He has a good gene. Yes, if it's for that, he has a very good gene. Olabez 007. Honorable Soji Dosimi, please tell the PDP to sanction Wike from the party and take Peter Obi back. Bring in disgruntled elements in APC like Alundume, Rotimi Amici, Akumi Ambodi, and Professor Yemi Oshibajo. Ngozi Ilu, I thought this man, Peter Osifo, traveled, so he's still around. Peter rest too. Olabez, PDP should give Ambodi governorship ticket in 2027. Awolaja says, please let our Igbo brothers and sisters stop generalizing that all Yorubas like Tinubu or APC. It's only few of their bootlickers and dogs that are campaigning for them. APC is in trouble, okay? Tunde Babs, na Soji Dosumu of Top Sports. Don't mind him. Waiting. All right, thumbs up. Okay, thank you very, very much. And Kakun says we should stop tribalism in every form. All right, thank you very much. Those are all the messages on YouTube. Let me go on to WhatsApp. Good evening, Esther and Tochukwu. Okowa is just disgracing himself. It seems that if you're not in APC, nothing reaches you from Abuja, and this will tell those that care to know that election doesn't count. Ruling party and INEC decides who is a winner. You can see how everybody is jumping to APC to be saved, even when most of them has corrupt cases with EFCC. Ralph from Satellite Town. All right, Ralph, good evening. Good evening, VOP family. Please, what is going on? I can't hear you well. Please, what area is that you sent your message from? Please let us know the area that you can hear us well from. Esther, that PDP man, he should he should try and cover the party well. They should wake up. People should wake up.
I don't understand what it means.
They say people should wake up. That is to recover your party well. Recover your
really
party.
wake up.
That
Yes.
you should wake up.
I agree with the part that is we should wake up. But covering the party well is something I don't.
Maybe that's basically is an extension of what.
Okay, don't worry. We will cover it well.
Okay. Good evening, Esther and Soji Dosumi, also known as Bababasa. Welcome to VOP. Charles Williams from First Stack. Okay. Good evening, my dear presenter, Madam Esther, and our honorable guests. The Lord is your strength, sir. My name is Taiwo Olabode from EAC in Ota. So thank you for educating us on the state of the nation, sir. You have said more than
Ota.
Yes, EAC in Ota. EAC in Ota. So, sir, thank you.
The name.
No, it's
you almost murdered the name.
Yes.
Yes.
But it's in Ota. It's not EAC Ota.
EAC in
Ota. Yes. So thank you for educating us on the state of the nation, sir. You have said more than enough, sir. And I want you to believe that the lovers of propaganda will never believe in what you are saying, sir. Please continue with your good work. What is happening generally in the country is evil and calls for presidential immediate intervention. If our politicians are having dignity and the love of the nation at heart, I don't think all of them will be defecting to APC because the party is not giving us the best. Sir, we should not be surprised because Adams Oshomole have said that if anyone joins their party, their sins are forgiven. And Bababisi Akonde, who is a grandfather that can call Nigerians lazy because he planted pepper and vegetables for his own consumption, and real farmers are being brutally killed in the farm and nothing is done. For now, there is no strong opposition to face APC. This is how it started gradually in some African countries, and eventually it was uncontrollable and thousands were killed. Our leaders should please soft pedal and do the needful and allow peace to prevail. May God help us through this hard time in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Thank you very much for that. Good evening, Esther, and greetings to legendary Honorable Soji Dosumu, veteran sports analyst. Whatever happens during local government elections should not surprise anyone. This is a pattern all over the states where ruling party sweeps all the seats. You guys are doing a great job. Tunde from Ijegun. Tunde, thank you very much for your message. Okay, Tunde, I've just read your message and I think you wrote it twice. All right, thank you for that. Good evening, Esther and Sojito Sumu. Also, welcome. Okay, thank you very much. Wow. Good evening, VOP. Great job. When people say the next election between Nigerians and APC, I asked what of 8.7 million APC members that voted for Tinubu are they not Nigerians? Every parties have their support base. Speak for yourself. No morality in politics, and politics is a serious game involving permutations. Fragmented parties can't win elections. Emmanuel. Good evening. The reality is that you people in the studio think that people didn't come out of it. The education you guys are giving are different grassroots. But my question is that what's the protection you guys are giving to the people? The police allegedly in cahoots with thugs in some polling units disenfranchise a couple of people, and the people are left exposed. Donald from Okealfa. Okay. Mr. Tochukwu is not researching anything. We have lots of clock. Check all the exposures. All right, and please let's. Mr. Tochukwu send one of his sons to join Nigerian army and others will follow. Mr. Tochukwu again this night. Please, I don't want to have nightmares because you ask him about Nnamdi Kanu case and you want to put all the entire Southeast under the same umbrella. See you tomorrow, Esther. From Chief Udo. And we did not even talk about that. Okay, good evening. My name is AA. Tell me one state in Nigeria that conducts local government election that is not won by the governor of the party. In Delta, there's going to be no issues between governors and Omagege.
But
this is not the first time governors decamp. Nigerians will be great again.
They didn't want that to happen in Osun State. Osun State conducted an election. And see, let them conduct election in Osun State and let it be free and fair. APC is not going to win a brass. I am very confident because I've been to Osun State. I've seen what the current governor is doing. The people loves him. Before now, they were in abject poverty. The civil servants were not collecting salaries. I mean, during Aregbesola and especially during Oyetola's time, a lot of unpaid salaries, pensions,
and they've been campaigning at Adeleke. They've been doing a lot of campaigning.
Came and he conducted a local government election, and you people are saying in Kaduna today, Esther, if there's a free and fair election in Kaduna today, APC cannot win all Kaduna. But because APC is ruling in Kaduna, they came out and said they want every seat in Kaduna.
But that's our problem. Free and fair elections. If the elections are
APC
credible,
can never win every
the problem is that the elections are not credible.
And local government in Kaduna for what they have done in Kaduna in the past few years.
All right. I salute you, gallantry, my gallant and great female radio presenter, Lady Esther. Thank you. How is your morale this beautiful night? Well, we're there. The digest before bedtime. Be happy, not because everything is good, but because you can see the good side of everything. May God continue to give us happiness forever. Amen. Good job always, my gallant Esther. From also morale at T.A. Lagbaja Army Cantonment. That's one of our retired soldiers. He served Nigeria and he got injured in the war front. Yes, he got injured in the war front, but thankfully he can work, and at least the military hospital was able to do something about that. So he continues to speak positively a lot. So also morale, thank you. I think he's one of the Tauri Dagbaja Cantonment barracks here. So yeah, that's where he resides. Good evening. Nigeria wrote secretly to impoverish her people to exist forever and not to enforce any of her laws for the good of all. Therefore, the likes of Tochukwu may not witness the kind of Nigeria they crave for. Nigerian laws are to protect one when one has become rich or a government official, either in elected or appointed capacity, and the result can't also protect the poor, lest the very intent is defeated. To punish the angry poor Nigerians would mean to cause a revolution that can shatter Nigeria. Tochukwu, can't you see how you look, the vanquished in all your meetings while they think themselves a victor? Tochukwu Adele Thompson from Obanikoro. You remember you said you are positive of a good Nigeria until this last general elections.
Yes.
And he's trying to let you know that you may not see the kind of Nigeria you crave in your lifetime. That's the meaning of his message because of what is currently going on. Good evening, everyone. If the INEC is not reformed before 2027, what happened in the last election will be child's play because Nigerians have no faith in this INEC. It came back from Mafoluku Oshodi. Good evening, Nigerians. Greetings to Prince Chi, the co-guest from Moonshine, and to you, the presenter. Defection of bad eggs from other political parties to join the already spoiled eggs in the ruling party is a good thing to happen to this nation, as that will enable the masses to jointly throw away the bad basket to the waste bin. As for Nnamdi Kanu's case, our judiciary system should be modernized in order to meet up to the standards. CYC honesty. Evening, Esther. In a sane country, money borrowed is used for development, but there or here, your government borrows to loot, state capture, wasteful and unnecessary travelings, which has not yielded any result. You put Nigerians in darkness while you want to exempt yourself by using solar panel. It shows this is a government of waste by waste for waste. You are taxing the daylight out of Nigerians, all because of 2027. Vote buying again while you tell Nigerians to tighten their belts and they leave their luxury lifestyle. Corrupt and above the law, cannot offer anything but lies, eye service, excuses, propaganda. That is why we're in this nightmare. It's a shame the worst of us is ruling the best of us. Truly, there was a country. This sounds like Dayo from Fawa. Good evening. I'm reaching out from the Ogunloko area in Oshodi. Did I call that right? Thank you. It's disheartening to see that the PDP is not represented here at all. To make matters worse, the banners of other political parties have been destroyed by the Agbadorians, which is truly unacceptable. I feel a deep sense of sadness and frustration for our country. Esther, I beg read my message. I don't read that. Now. Your belly don't come down. Okay. Greetings, Esther, and your panelists. Evidence against it. All right. Okay, I can read this one. Good evening, VOP. Please read through. I have left all talk to just listen for some time, but tonight a message because of the PDP president in the House. Talking about the state of the country today, no PDP or APC can boast of their existence ever in Nigeria. For me, right from the beginning of APC, they imbibe the greediness of the military. They initiate the indecent killing during the elections, initial selling of national properties without proper return, huge corruption and bribing thrived during their regime, rigging and hooliganism, poor payment for the workers, all forms of evil in politics are what they brought to play. So now that the toddlers of then have now graduated from PDP school of politics and become hyperactive than PDP can handle. So why the crocodile tears, and what hope can we rest in their non-patriotic attitude? We can now see that they defect like ants on air just for selfish reasons or interest. Ola from Agor, God help Nigeria. How do you react to that? You have no reaction. That's his perception. All right. Please, Peter, poverty is not a virtue from God. Okay. Good evening, Esther and your guests. Let all the politicians gather themselves together in one basket or one political party. They are all the enemies of Nigerians. The election is between the Nigerians and their enemies. God keeps all of us alive. Chikeze from Agor. All right. Hello, Esther. I greet you and your guests. Do you know you are a youth too? I want to beg you to start enlightening Nigerian youths getting their PVC now, because many of them only complain without having the power to vote. Taiwo from Ejigbo. All right. Thank you so much, Taiwo. Good evening, Esther. If you do not know that there are 2 radio stations in Lagos that has banned Peter Ricifo from calling their stations. Why is VOP still tolerating him? Lawrence from Surulere. All right, if Nigerians go out and vote and stand for their rights, no matter how the government may try to intimidate them, throw away tribalism, they will feel woefully. Emeka from Germany talking about the government's failure. Emeka from Germany, thank you for sending your message. Good evening, Esther, Saeed Barawa. I appreciate your guest this evening, especially Mr. Tochukwu, but it appears that the other guest is not gathering his thoughts accordingly. Advise he work more on that next time. As for Peter Osifo, the number 1 cheerleader of Nigerians oppressors, I wish your life to be like Tinubu. Okay, all right. And mark my word, if I'm opportune to meet you anywhere, one-on-one, man-to-man, I swear I will give you woto. Calm down, okay? Leave Peter Osifo. I am durable from Daliko. Peter Osifo never sees anything wrong with Tinubu's government. People can run off ideas and opinions basically because they have been too much in the same issues, doing repetitions. Peter Onosike, Braxton Darlington, Rufai should go on sabbatical leave. Let's listen to new voices. When a masquerade overstays, you'll be hearing people asking, now only them we go watch. What's your name? You didn't put your name. Please always put your name when you send messages. All right. Esther, why do you seem to be afraid of APC? They have no chance of winning the 2027 election. People will come out en masse to vote Tinubu out. This is a sure banker, no matter the defection. Sarah Fadin from Ajao. Sarah Fadin, I'm not afraid of APC at all. Do I look like I'm afraid? I am not afraid. I so much love Remi's contribution every time. God bless you, Remi. Daniel from Lasso. My name is Favor. Esther, good evening. My name is Favor. Please, Akpapio is not serious. The man is flippant. He cannot make any reasonable statement. Good evening, VOP. Peter Osifo should not use this platform to get his appointment from APC. This is bad. You people should educate him, please. All right. Good evening, Esther. VOP Shakanadi from Alabama. Wish Nigeria happy reign. Thank you. Hello to you. When did you send this message? Okay. Good evening. Someone who would not have his mouth to talk to Peter Obi anyhow, if not for the fact that the governorship election was conducted on a different day with the presidential election, and someone who knows very well that APC may not have won elections on the ground of free, fair, and credible elections, and APC relies on rigging, grab it, snatch it, and run away with it violently. Lear from Lagos. Okay. Good evening. All genuine political analysis and parameters favors APC to win elections in nothing less than 24 states. If an election is conducted today, by 2027 to be brighter for APC. The reason being that the party is well grounded and organized, unlike the other parties. It's time we stop social media or radio politics and accept the reality. Muyiwa Akimumi from Ijigu. All right. Let APC form any coalition alliance. We will vote APC out 2027. I'm coming home to vote. Oladipupo, Darlington, Chicago. Oh no, I didn't refuse to pick your calls. I told you that I was going to take messages for now. I will take one final call. All right. Hello. Good evening. How are you?
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
I don't know why you not allow me to.
I did not allow you. Who is speaking, please?
It was the network. Peter. Network for you. For you said I should call back.
Yeah. So you've called back now. I picked your call.
Please. Esther wants to let me conclude my line of thought, please. Peter Osifo is one talking.
Okay.
God bless you. As I was saying, I said that, whenever Peter and Otike, your in-house analyst, and the Darlington, whenever they are in the studio, they seem to be very tribalistic, and in fact, that's why I don't like them at all when they talk. Then finally, 6 o'clock this evening, I heard you say something about Nnamdi Kanu, that is case in the court. From what I've observed, well, this is my own opinion. It seems it's one of the owners of that property where DOP is situated.
Peter, sorry. No. There's nothing like let him speak. We have run out of time. That is done. I think he wanted to say what he wanted to say. He called back a second time. What is the meaning of that? What do you mean he's the owner of the property? You're generalizing and you're selling propaganda. How can he say, yes, he's the owner of the property or where DOP is located? What does that mean? Peter, you need to be careful when you make statements. The fact that you're free to talk doesn't mean you should speak without facts. Normally he calls, and when he calls, he speaks sometimes with his facts to back up. But now you're making speculation and trajectory that is completely false and wrong.
One of the messages I read there, informed us that about 2 radio stations have banned this person.
Yeah.
But don't ban
him. The thing, he has every right to support the government. It's his free will. But this one now is what I don't understand.
Voice of the people, is VOP. It cannot be banned. But I will advise him to be more circumspect.
Exactly. Master said that freedom without obedience is death. Freedom is wonderful.
You can't call and
but
talk
there
like
are
this
perimeters
now.
to
It's
freedom,
wrong.
boundaries to freedom.
It's wrong.
There are no absolutes in life, so there's no absolute freedom.
So Peter Osifo, please be very careful. Don't call on this program and sell propaganda. If you want to speak on any issue, please speak with facts. Don't come up and sell up a narrative. It's so wrong. We will not ban you because you have every right to speak your mind. You're free to support and align with any political party of your choice, so long as you are living healthy, so long as you're fine, so long as you're benefiting from your principles and those you actually support, there's no problem. But please be careful with the kind of statements you make on public radio, not to create any form of incitement or put anybody in harm's way. Be very, very careful. You're like, I'm seriously warning you. All right, please, what's your final take?
Well, I want to thank you again for this opportunity. And I want to tell Lagosians that come July 12th, it is an opportunity for you to go out and, show the world, the kind of life you have been living in the last, couple of years. They'll put it into vote, put it onto your thumb, and let it speak for you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Tochukwu, what's your final take?
Yeah, my final take is that PDP has not been able to get its house in order.
Okay.
In most states across Nigeria, the party is trapped in this infighting, be it Anambra State, be it Lagos State. That's one major problem. Second is that Nigerian politics is not driven by philosophy or ideology. It's driven by what can I get on the spot. So naturally, people are gravitating to the party that is in power. The party that is in power has the most bloated coffers. So there's more to get from there. But I think it's a dangerous trend for Nigeria when governors and important political figures are all defecting to one political party. It tends to, it reeks of is tending towards one party state. To say that the defection of a governor is irrelevant is not correct. A governor is powerful. He has his system, his machinery, and to move it from one party to the other will make a difference, a staggering difference.
All right.
So PDP better get his house in order, be an opposition, so that Nigeria does not degenerate into a one-party state.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you very much, Mr. Tochukwu. Izukama, I sincerely do appreciate you coming in today, and also my honorable Oluseyi Olasoji. Thank you so much. He is the Vice Chairman, Mushin Local Government Area PDP, and Chairman, Lagos PDP Vice Chairmanship Forum. So I want to thank you so much for coming in today. We met under very queer circumstances. You see how life works. So please, I will be inviting you more for conversations on this platform. Thank you so much for taking your time to come in today. Ladies and gentlemen, it's officially a wrap on the Evening Rush, and obviously we need to go home. Good night to you. All right, enjoy yourselves, and I will see you tomorrow evening. Bye.